Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. This week, you can't protest, you can't forget, it's time to face an ugly truth. I'm still doing the intros.
I mean, it was better. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast. My name is Nathan. I am thrown off whack, to be honest, with these new intros. It really cooks my chicken the wrong way.
I can't ever get used to it,
Lawrence,
right? Let me explain myself.
I am joined by you, who is my companion, as we go on this adventure through time and space to rewatch Doctor Who weekly, or whatever I usually say. I don't know, because I'm thrown out of whack.
You're not just thrown out of whack because of me, right? Tell them the truth. Tell them what happened. Not some 20 minutes ago.
I was asleep.
You look so shameful when you said it.
I was asleep, okay? All right, here's something I haven't talked about. I got fired 3 months ago.
I've done very well to not make fun of you.
You have done well to not make fun of me. I got fired 3 months ago, and I've been out of a job ever since.
And it's not a coincidence that our YouTube suddenly got reorganized.
But I started a new job this week, which is very good. I'm very thankful and stuff, but. Oh boy, is it throwing my body clock way out of fucking whack, okay? Because I'm not used to regular hours anymore, but here we are. Now I'm a working man again, so,
You've just been regular out of whack all week, to be fair. Yes. Look, well done. We're all very proud of you. How does it feel to be back in the working man's clubs are different things, aren't they?
Yeah, no, that's like
old Tory house of sexists or something.
No, it's not an old Tory house. It's it might be down where you're from, but it's a very working class place,
Oh, is it? Okay, I think there is a divide then.
Yeah, it's definitely not a Tory place. Not where I'm from anyway. But then again, I didn't grow up in the yacht club or whatever you did. What was I saying? What's going on?
I don't know. You've thrown me out of whack.
I don't know. I've got no notes.
Yeah.
I've got no weirdo. I don't know who's what. I've been thrown out of whack. This whole situation is on its arse, if I'm being honest, Lawrence. And frankly, I think that's your fault.
I'll accept the blame, and I will also keep talking whilst I pull up a spreadsheet to try and cut you some slack.
No. I know this. I have my spreadsheet.
Okay, go on.
I just need to load it up.
So you didn't have it then?
No, I do. So Lawrence, all right, but to be fair, we wasn't at this point yet. So you just sprang this upon me, okay?
I was trying to help. I was trying to be nice.
No, you made it seem like I'm even more fucking incompetent than I am, which I don't appreciate, frankly.
Look, the last
Lawrence,
2 weeks I've started on a net
up.
negative. All right.
Lawrence, shut the fuck up, all right? Because this is Doctor Who, Series 5, Episode 2. The Beast Below is written by Stephen Moffat, who you may know as the writer from last week and nothing else, and directed by Andrew Gunn. And we are recording this today.
Well, that's an indisputable fact. That is happening.
Yes.
Where are you at with this, right? Because
Are we jumping straight in?
Like general thoughts. We don't have to. We can get to the notes in a second, but
no witty banter up top.
All right, let's do some witty banter.
All right, here's something which I think we should mention. The Still Got Legs Discord server is popping off for thriving. It's very good.
50-something members, I think.
I think it's 50 on the dot.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
We're two of them. Can we be counted?
No, maybe not. So like 48 without us.
That's respectable, though.
But then you got PS as well, so 47. So actually, it's not that impressive, really. Bag of shit, if I'm being honest. No, it's great. I love it. It's a great fun place for fun Doctor Who chats, and just chats in general. Chats about anything. Shows your cat, shows your dog. Have a talk about a book or a movie or something. It's a good, fun place. Safe space, and I know people are like, oh, safe space, well, fuck off, all right? So it's a nice, welcoming, friendly environment for all unless you're, a cunt, in which case we won't welcome you. But thankfully, we haven't had any of that yet.
No. We haven't had to crack the ban hammer out, I believe they call it.
We have not. I don't know if that is what they call it. So check that out. There'll be a link below wherever you're listening to this. And we also had a mini-episode thing go on the interweb.
So if you've clicked on this confused as to why we've gone straight into the Beast Below and didn't cover widely acclaimed Meanwhile in the TARDIS, mosey on over to our YouTube channel, which Nathan has kindly spent 3 months revamping.
You love saying mosey on over, don't you?
I do. It's a nice little phrase. Do you not think?
I hate it. No, I hate it.
Oh, personally, I'm not getting this safe space that you're talking about. I might have to crack you with the band.
Speaking of which, you pointed this out. Lawrence, do I sound Welsh at all?
Right, actually, you wanted witty banter, we're going to do it, all right? I was just having a look to see if we stopped reading the reviews out a while ago, and I just went, oh, you know what, maybe we've had a few. I'll have a little look. And a new one came in this Tuesday just gone from Handsome Swolo.
Yes. How many stars, Lawrence?
4.
Oh.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I respect it because it could have been worse given what the review says. But so the review basically says, hang on, the subject of the review is, So already we're off to not a solid start.
Ominous.
And it says, the English one, : and then the little stars to indicate I'm doing something. The English one, obvious hyperbole, which is nice, I guess. And then the sort of Welsh one, referring to Nathan, you should kill yourself.
I mean, we assume it's referring to me. We don't know for sure.
I don't think I've ever been confused as sounding Welsh, whereas you've lived in Wales.
I did live in Wales, but that was 10 fucking years ago.
All right. Right, tally that up with my no fucking years ago.
Yeah, but I don't have even a hint of a Welsh accent anymore.
You definitely sound more that way than me.
I don't know. Well, again, I say again, but no one listening to this knows this, but when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
It's true. That first came up when you were trying to justify why you were late and how it was my fault.
It is your fault, okay?
Nathan, in the spirit of keeping these episodes sticking around the 2-hour mark, let's jump into some general thoughts.
I don't think we'll be talking about this one for 2 hours. I think we're okay. I think it's good to pad this out with a little bit of fun here.
Fair enough. Yeah. We can do. Yeah. Did you say you were excited to talk about this one last week?
No, I like. Hey, all right. I guess we're going into general thoughts then, and I guess I am the sort of Welsh one. So there we go. General thoughts. Well, what do you? I want to know what you think first of all. Did you watch it?
Yeah. No. Well, no. I started off by not watching it.
Okay.
But then when I got around
to it,
no, it's not. But then I got round to it, and then I did have an opinion. It's just a big half measure, isn't it? Some interesting thoughts and some interesting concepts that I think get wrapped up in a Doctor Who story a bit too much. They should have committed. They didn't commit, and it feels like they wanted to make a point, but they were scared to make it on primetime British TV. But that being said, great performances from Matt Smith, and I think if last week was supposed to sell you on Matt Smith as the Doctor, this week really sells you on Karen Gillan as a companion. So I think she shines, and I think Matt Smith is great as well.
Surprising, because I like this episode, and I like this episode quite a lot, all right? When I watched this, I was like, fuck yeah, this is sick. I love this. This is great. And I watched it, and I finished it, and I was like, that was good. I'm really excited to talk about that. And then I went in the Discord server.
Oh, people are cooking this one.
And then everyone were like, oh, nothing. I should have skipped this one. And people have been quite down on this episode. And I was like, am I wrong? What is going on?
Oh, no, pro-monarchist Nathan.
No, not at all, no. I think that when you say the episode, touches on some stuff, but it's not quite brave enough to get there, I kind of disagree. I think that, it's more subtle in its approach. It's not it's not outright waving a flag, but I still think it's saying and doing some stuff, good.
I would take your point, and because I do think, like I said, it keeps stepping in the right direction, and I think the last 15 minutes kind of stumbles at the finish. But like, I do take your point, but I don't know if there's much subtlety room. What?
Stumbles at the finish?
Yeah, man, for sure. Like, I like all the Matt Smith stuff. This is what I'm saying. The stuff I don't like is sandwiched between really good stuff that I do like, which is why I'm conflicted on it. But like, and like I say, it's a half measure. It's gone half the way. I enjoy half of this. But yeah, I don't know. Right, should we...
I am also at a half measure in that I fell asleep and couldn't watch it again and do my notes. So when I pull out all these arguments, just know that it's literally off the top of my head because I have nothing to go off here. Okay,
it's rare I get you on the back foot.
Yeah, I'm going off watching this on Monday, and it's now Thursday evening for context. So you know, I'm a few days out at this point.
Look, well, if you love it so much, Nathan, I'm sure that me telling you certain things would just prompt your love to shine through you. Right. Let's start the episode, Nathan. There is a big old space asteroid view, and it's got a Union Jack on it, and there's skyscrapers with the words Devon and Surrey written on it. What do you make of all this?
You see, already, all right, this is why I don't like you and your notes, because you miss stuff all the time.
What have I missed? It's the opening shot.
You miss... Oh, no, it is. Yeah, to be fair.
Oh, come on, right, I'm waiting for it.
I was thinking about the Amy and the Doctor and the TARDIS, but that's after, isn't it?
We're not even going to get to that for a little bit.
All right.
Maybe like 2 notes time.
Yeah, maybe like 5 minutes. All right, yeah. There is a big old rock with some buildings on it, and it's the UK.
It is. I like the design. I like it. I like the idea that they've stuffed cities into skyscrapers.
Yeah, they've taken the whole of UK, squashed it down to like the size of like a spaceship or whatever, and they're like, this is where we live now. The Earth is fucked. What happened? Who knows? But hey, it's the 80s, and it's the UK. So here we are.
This can't be the entire UK. This can't be.
Well,
Look at the size of it.
It's compressed down.
Yeah, but you can't compress people.
It's not the entire UK. They did mention at one point that Scotland had their own referendum and left. So
I like that. They wanted their own ship, a whole ship just for Scotland.
Hey, why not?
Oh, hang on. I hope they got picked up by a star whale. Because it sounds like this design didn't work.
Spoilers.
Come on, we're all here, all right?
Spoilers.
We're all here. We've all not got many notes. We're all out of whack. School's out, Nathan, and Timmy has been a bad boy. He scored a 0 on his test, and he's not allowed to ride in the lift with the other kids back to London.
See, this is good stuff right away. It's creepy intrigue. It's a little kid in a classroom. He's a little shit. He's not a little shit. He's probably just, not as intellectually compliant as some of the others, because a lot of times teachers are like, you're a bad disruption, and it's just a neurodivergent kid who the teacher has absolutely no idea how to handle.
Yeah. They're like, you must be stupid, and it's like, no, I just can't learn like this.
Yeah, no, I just learn a very different way. Yeah. Kids are not all the same. We require different they require different whatever. Anyway, so the teacher is a big fucking booth boy. A smiley boy in a booth, and his head turns, and then it turns again, but then it turns again. Yeah, he's got 3 heads on a 2-head thing.
How's this happening?
How does this work? I don't know, but I like it. It's fun. He's got various faces. He's always getting angrier and angrier. And because of that, Timmy can't ride the lift.
It feels very low stakes at first, doesn't it? It's like, I've scored 0 on my test. I can't get the lift. Fuck.
Yeah.
But then the lift has a secret.
It opens up,
yeah,
and it goes to what appears to be some kind of form of hell or something.
Yeah.
We're
not sure where he's gone to yet. What do you make of the design of the Smilers?
Pretty cool, pretty creepy.
Yeah,
pretty spooky. It gives off a like old fashioned like carnival vibe. Like in Big, where like. There's the fortune teller booth thing that turns Tom Hanks into a big boy, and then he gets, We all know what happens in that movie. Look, all I'm saying is there's an adult woman who has sex with a man, but he's a boy. All right, you all see that movie. All right. He also plays the piano, which is good fun.
That's true.
Sorry, I got distracted by the adult woman having sex with a child. What did you ask me?
It's a good design, Nathan, isn't it?
What is?
The smileys.
Oh, yes, the smiley. Yes, because they're carnival boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good design. They're creepy. Like, I like the way the head turns and then it turns and then it turns again. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I like it. It's scary and spooky and creepy and eepy. And
they're mostly like muted as well. They pretty much never talk. They do every now and again, but they pretty much don't talk and just convey their emotions just by going, no, I didn't like that answer. I'm going to spin my head and show you I'm even crosser than I was a minute ago.
Yeah, I like it. I like it quite a lot. And even the sound of the turning is quite good. It's quite creepy. Yeah.
Feels very, what were those little clockwork things in the Madame de Pompadour episode?
They were called the clockwork droids, Lawrence.
There we go. Sounds a bit like that. It's just a bit kind of robotic and eepy and weird, yeah. All right, so the elevator doors spread. They reveal hell, or like this endless pit. Yeah. Yeah, we'll touch back in on this later.
There's a sort of nursery rhyme vibe going on, which I think we have to award or categorize as a Moffatism.
Oh, is it? Does this come up a bit? Does it?
A little bit. He loves a nursery. He loves like a kid doing like a nursery rhyme sort of thing. Like
a bit of creepy factor.
Tick-tock goes the clock. All this. It's good. Yeah. He loves that kind of stuff.
How many? We're on a lot of Moffisms already for like 2 episodes into his run. What's this, number 4?
Is it?
Well, we had one crossover from the RTD era where he had this background sound going on. Then we've had Oh no, we decided I Am the Doctor blaring was a Murrayism.
Yes.
What was the other one we had yesterday?
Browser history.
Browser
yesterday.
That's right.
Yesterday.
Not yet. Oh, you know what I mean. Maybe they listened to it yesterday. I'm right in someone's head.
That is possible, I guess, but not in mine.
I'm going to look on the stats. When this episode comes out, I'm going to check the stats for the day prior, and if I'm right, I'll celebrate.
Well, you will be right. The odds are that someone listened to it yesterday, but...
Yes. Get in, I'm correct.
We're very popular.
We are. We can't be stopped. We get an answer. If you've seen our minisode, there's a bit of a question.
Where can I watch this minisode if I haven't seen it?
You can watch it on YouTube, Nathan.
Oh, great.
on our Another Happy Studios YouTube channel.
Oh, great. Whatever fun content can I find there, Lawrence?
You can find little shorts for episodes of Still Got Legs. You can also find both of our podcasts in their entirety, Nathan. Another Happy Pod and Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast.
Oh, wow. If I listen to the podcast there, do you still get ad revenue? No. So don't do it.
Stay here.
Stay here.
I don't care if it's on in the background or something.
That's just for new people to find us, all right? You guys stay here.
Yeah, okay. You made your choice. Now stick to it, all right? No, but a lingering question from Meanwhile in the TARDIS is it ends abruptly with the Doctor just fucking absolutely yeeting Amy out of the TARDIS. Just telling her, get out. Yeah, he just pushes her out through the door into the cold vacuum of space.
Yeah.
But I was relieved. Were you relieved?
Well, I guess if we're keeping up with the charade, then yes.
No, we all thought that.
But I mean, spoiler alert, I didn't really think she died. That was just a bit of colour from me.
Well, now I feel a fool. I was fully convinced.
Well, you should. No, I there was no part of me there before she died. So I don't know if that was a serious question or not.
I guess not.
Okay.
I should have known. You're too tired for jokes, all right?
It's true. I am. Only my own jokes.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, I'll be sure to make room for them. Nathan, it's the 29th century.
Lawrence, Amy's flying about in space.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Come on, man.
Your energy's bringing me down.
Pick up the slack, man. Come on.
Sorry.
Amy's flying about in space. She's in her 90s still. The Doctor's holding on to her ankle. She's having a good little float around. It's beautiful. It looks great.
It is nice, and I like that. Like, is Amy the first companion in New Who to have done this? To like get outside proper?
Oh, they've never been able to done this before. Can you imagine them doing this in rows?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine
Oh god,
how
yeah.
bad that would look?
They would have just
Come on,
reused the multiple clips they have of Billie Piper on a rope and tried to remove the rope out of it.
And try to make it work. She's wearing a Union Jack shirt now for some reason. Don't worry about it. All right?
it's fine. And she's in a really weird position. Looks like she's holding something. But no, never mind. Yeah. I like this. It also shows it's Amy, right? It sums up Amy's character is that she's got the balls on her to do this. And also that she does take a few moments to sit in the whimsical. And I know that's like the new tone of the show, and the writing backs it up very much so. But it is nice to see Amy just losing herself in the magic of it, because I think that started to get a bit lost towards the end of the RTD era.
100%, yes. I would massively agree with that statement. And I think that, Moffat is really hammering home here this fairy tale vibe, this fairy tale tone of the season once again, because, right off the bat here, we got a spooky intrigue with whatever's going on in the spaceship. We got kids disappearing. We got nursery rhymes. But then this is all very fucking Peter and Wendy. This is all a girl in her nightdress, flown off into the stars with a madman sort of thing.
Yeah.
And now,
who's a lot older but is a youthful man.
Who is a lot older but is really a child at heart.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. It's been pointed out to me that I say and all this kind of stuff a lot. Right? and now I'm very wary of that.
Was that Pierce? I thought
it was Pierce. Yeah, it was Pierce on Discord.
God damn you, Pierce. All right, if this episode flops because we're both low in energy, it's your fault now.
I'll try not to say that. But yeah, it's just the fairy tale notes once again, which I love. I'm really enjoying. It's a really good sort of tonal shift, because it just makes the show seem a little bit more like magical to me. Which,
it does.
And the first era, the Russell era, had notes of magic. Like, I spoke about Doctor Who magic quite a bit, but there's something about this time which just, I don't know, it's bristling with it, which I enjoy.
Yeah, in the Russell era, it very much felt kind of under the surface, whereas here it's just like loud and proud, and it's like, no, this should be whimsical. This is a fairy tale. This is silly.
Yes.
I do like the Doctor has got a set on him. All right, making some bold claims to his new companion he wants to impress. I never interfere with anything. All right, I let people do what they do. I don't get involved. Not true. Very much not true.
I think that's kind of the point, though.
I know, but I like that character-wise. I just like that he's so committed to, like, I need a fresh start. I need to let 10 go.
I really like that, because he like lays down some ground rules for Amy. Basically giving her the David Attenborough like documentary oath sort of thing. Like we're
I love that comparison.
We don't interfere. I hate it. I could never do it.
Well, no, but like I like Amy's clever. Like Amy draws that connection immediately, and it's like this is just a wildlife thing. You go and observe stuff, and very quickly you realize why someone like the Doctor couldn't be on board with that, because there is a barbaric nature to wildlife documentaries.
Well, exactly, and that's why I like it. That's why I like this clear choice that was made. The fact that he lays down these rules and then he immediately breaks them. It's not even something that comes back later. It's on a fucking instant. We're in the TARDIS. Oh, by the way, big screen in the TARDIS. I love that. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Like you said, we didn't really get this last week, did we?
No, but a big old round screen on the wall. We don't have to just look at 10's shitty little fucking 4x3 monitor. We got two choices of screens. We got the big screen, and we got little Magpie Electronics TV as well, which I enjoy.
Oh yeah,
So
is that really a Magpie one?
Yeah. It's got a little Magpie logo on it. Yeah.
Oh my god, I've never picked up on that before.
You never noticed that?
No, never.
I was noticing that back in 2010. Get on my level, Lawrence.
Oh well, this is, like I said, this is where I get a bit vacant. All right.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to keep up. I promise.
This is where he got distracted by girls.
No, come on. I was already pulling way before this. Don't know about you. You should have been. You're older than me.
I should have been.
Oh, okay, Ben. We did in the minisode. You did reveal you went out in bow ties to the pub. So
yeah, but it was of that era. Everyone
Okay, what they were working, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that?
It was a different time, Lawrence. All right,
That's
you weren't
fair.
there. You don't know. No. You whippersnappers. What was I saying? Yeah, no. I like that. It's a rule that's set up and then immediately broken. You know, the doctor's like, we don't interfere or anything, and then on the screen we see a crying child, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I got to do something about that." Yeah. And straight away he's just on the screen helping out this kid or trying to anyway before she gets a little spooked and runs off, and then he's like, "Come on, Amy."
I do like that. You just look up and it's just, he's gone. He's completely not in the room anymore.
Yeah.
We spoke a little bit last week about Matt Smith's physicality, and even though he has cooked now, he is the 11th Doctor. He's not regenerating anymore. He's kind of set. He's been put in the fridge, right? And he's been set for the appropriate amount of hours. He still keeps up. It's less manic, but he still keeps up this energy to him, where even if he stood still, his eyes are darting everywhere, and like he's very perceptive. And I like that he's encouraging Amy to do the same thing. Amy comes out into Starship UK, and he's saying like he's not just going. And something that I think Ten did all the time was word vomit at someone. Tell them how clever he is and what he's noticed. Whereas the Doctor is encouraging Amy to be like, "You're going to be here, not like this, but like pull some weight a little bit. Like what can you see? Tell me some stuff." Like, and he's it's almost like training's the wrong word, but it's very, this is how I do things. Can you keep up, kind of thing.
Another reason I like this episode is because I think it does show us the difference between 10 and 11, in that, quite early on, like after he's done this little word vomit bit, he mentions that there's like parents and they're ignoring the crying child and everything like that.
Yeah.
And Amy asks him something to the effect of, I can't remember exactly what the question was, but the intention is like, have you ever been a parent, or have you ever had family or lost family or anything like that? And he doesn't answer. He just stares at her for a second. Again, you're a divergent king, and then and then just moves on and like gives her a different changes the topic. Still a bit, and we know from our many conversations that 10. If anyone loves avoiding a conversation or a fucking problem, he is the absolute fucking king of it. So at that moment, we get a little bit lingering around. But, as the episode goes on, he does open up to her. He does actually tell her stuff. He doesn't just keep everything bottled up. And I think it's a really refreshing change. And it is good to see the difference, how, he's not as closed off as this former version of himself, and we'll explore that throughout the episode, but yeah, I think it's a good change to see.
That's growth, baby. He's learning.
It is, yeah, exactly.
No, it
As
is.
he should.
I do like that. Yeah, there's almost a part of him where you can kind of see him consider, this is where I fucked up last time. I got to let stuff out every now and again. I can't just bottle up things. Right, ominously, Nathan, there's 2 hooded cloaks that report the Doctor's ongoings. The Doctor's put a glass of water on the floor, and is we don't really understand why as of yet, but he's inspecting it, checking to see if
there's an escaped fish, Lawrence.
Oh yes. Sorry, his very real excuse.
Yes, which is very funny.
I do like that he's shit at this. Like, he's so shit at thinking up a reason on the spot. Like,
he's not shit.
Right, last week he busted into Jeff's nan's house and was like, "We're checking TVs." Yeah, I had nothing.
He doesn't just Look, it's not shit, all right? It's just different to what you expect, okay? It's not what you would think of, okay? And all the better for it.
Yeah, he is an alien.
Exactly.
He doesn't know that we don't have TV inspections.
He's a madman in a box.
The BBC keep trying to inspect me. It won't happen.
Lawrence, you don't want that on
No, I actually gave in. I've had to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
I needed to watch Mamma Mia, I Have a Dream live every night, Nathan.
Okay.
Got to the point where I was watching more live TV than I
Lawrence, move on.
I'm safe, all right? They're not coming for me.
Lawrence, move on.
Anyway, 2 hooded cloaks report the Doctor to a woman who is in a draped red cloak. We don't see her face, but we see that she's been doing the same thing. She's also been inspecting the water on the floor. She's got a few cups laid out in front of her.
Yeah. What does this mean? I don't know.
No one knows yet.
No one knows. We don't know.
I hate when we do these episodes. I hate those little cutaways because I'm like, I have to bring it up.
I mean, you don't have to.
But you do because otherwise it will. Maybe not.
Yeah.
All right. I won't tell you what. Forget I said it.
All right.
Anyway, so I like this kind of scene with the Doctor and Amy. It's an obvious that any parent knows why the girl is crying. She's if a child is crying silently, it's because they can't stop. And I do quite like that there is this British notion that they've stuck to in the episode of everyone. It comes up in a massive way, obviously, for the plot, but it's introduced here quietly, where it's like just everyone heads down. Let's not look at the uncomfortable nature of things. You know, like when there's a loud person on the tube or like a homeless person on the tube and just everyone's faces go to the floor. And it's not right, but it's just what people in Britain do. And it's, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
A loud person, yeah. Not a homeless person.
Mate, you see people, like, if I've got money, I'll try and give it. I often don't. But you'll see people with just ignore, just head down.
Oh, you mean like a homeless person? Like, oh, okay. I thought you meant just like riding the tube and everyone's like...
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean like someone that's like trying to interact. Someone
that's like sat in the station.
Yeah. And people that's what British people do. They just turn their head away, just avoid their gaze and avoid this kind of unpleasantness that doesn't want to be discussed. It's that like stiff upper lip British notion that is, I think they captured it quite well.
I don't understand anti-homelessness. I don't understand, and by that I mean I very much understand the notion to wanting to abolish homelessness and make sure people are housed. But what I mean by that is I don't understand when people are like, no, you can't stay here. Why?
What? Yeah, why not?
What fucking harm is it doing to let someone have a nap somewhere? All right, they've got no home. Fucking hell, let them have a little sleep, man.
Yeah. I tell you who really needs me to tell them my jurisdiction over the land.
Exactly.
Is someone that can't own any because odds have been stacked against them. Yeah. That is weird. Like those homeless people benches that are sloped down. I'm like, come on, man.
Oh no, we fucking can't make this we gotta make this as hostile, otherwise people will sleep on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that a good thing?
Let them fucking sleep on it, man. My God.
Yeah.
It'll make the place look unsightly. You made it look unsightly when you didn't invest in housing and fucking drove up the prices of everything else and caused this fucking homelessness epidemic. Yeah. You fucking Tory cunt. Anyway.
More money put into stopping the homeless having a nap than there is to get them off the streets, which is just embarrassing. Yeah.
Isn't it fucking insane that back when the pandemic was just starting about, back when COVID was just coming about, this country, Britain, we cured homelessness in a fucking night.
Yeah.
In one fucking night, we got everyone off the streets. We managed to get them into some kind of accommodation and set up with something, all right? But after that, no, it's impossible. We can't do it. We don't know how. We have no idea. It's just one of those things. We got to live with it. It's not nice, but, we got to... Anyway, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked.
No, it's a good rant. If any episode we're going to have a rant about British people and the government, it's this one.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Amy follows the little girl. What's the little girl's name? Otherwise, I'm just going to have to keep calling her the little girl.
Little girl, I don't know.
All right, little girl.
Let's give her a name.
Debbie.
Debbie it is.
Debbie the little girl.
Yeah.
We're going to stick to that. Amy catches up with Debbie and there's a hole in the road. There's a kind of and this is kind of carnival. They've just kind of put a tent over it, which I find quite funny.
And very Britain as well.
Yeah.
Big old fucking pothole in the road. Just go around it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We don't have the money to fix it right now, so we'll just...
Yeah, sorry. We didn't put any money in infrastructure whatsoever. So yeah, you're gonna have to just live with this. The roads around mine are horrendous. Like the second you get off a main road and you're on some country kind of turning or anything, just unusable. Like if it rains overnight, you're like, well, can't go that way. It's dreadful, genuinely.
Well, crazy.
So I suffer, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
All right. This is something I wanted to get your take on, right? Because we have I want to cast your mind back, all the way back to the Rose and Mickey relationship, if you don't mind.
Okay.
You've got a very confused, quizzical look on your face.
I'm interested to see where this goes.
Well, we often spoke about how the writing was a little bit less mature than it could have been for the way Rose kind of dismisses Mickey. She's quite cold to him when there's not really a cause for it.
Is this the episode for that discussion?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because I think there's been a glow up in writing. I think there's a maturity that's been applied.
But I don't know if this is the episode to discuss that. Considering
but it's the first time we get to really see that Amy has not thought of Rory. She's reminded that she's getting married in the morning. And I like that notion that she kind of she's not cold about it. She's just more unsure of her choice. In the morning. Nathan, stay with us, all right?
All right. Sorry.
But she's insecure in her own choices, but she still has a respect for Rory. Whereas I feel like back in the day, if Rose was faced with a dynamic like this, she'd be like, "Fuck off, Mickey, you suck."
Yeah, I'm going to withhold my thoughts because I don't think this is the episode to discuss this.
Okay, well, it's the first time it's been. I wanted to. Do you know what? Fine, withhold your thoughts.
It doesn't really get explored until later. We get a little touch on it now. Yeah, sure, maybe. Right. But it's something we get into much more later. Really.
All right, fine. Speaking of things,
but off the bat, yeah, it's better.
It is better. That was my main point, anyway.
Yeah,
that it's just handled nicer.
Yes.
Nathan, Amy breaks into the hole, and there's a big tentacle thing.
She walks into it. There's a big CGI tentacle. It's almost looks like a scorpion's tail or something.
Yeah, which I feel like doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't, but
okay. What they need is an alien interaction to happen here.
Yeah, but they're not sure what. Yeah,
yeah, the alien they chose and its form doesn't really allow for this.
No, it doesn't quite make sense, but whatever. It's a big alien thing. Yeah.
What other creature could have worked better here? What has things? A jellyfish. Because they could have sat on top of the jellyfish, and the jellyfish's hands could have come up and crashed through it.
But the problem is, who likes a jellyfish, though? You know, we like whales, don't we?
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, we do like whales.
Jellyfish, oh no, you're scary. I need to pee on myself.
Yeah, is that real? Is that an actual thing?
It's real, yeah.
Oh, there was a darkness in your eyes then.
It's real, trust me. Oh yeah, it's real.
It's real.
Okay, I'm sorry, everyone. What happens next? She goes in the hole. She gets pulled out of the hole, and then there's all these hooded boys naughty, naughty.
That's what they say as well.
Say, naughty, naughty.
Naughty, naughty.
And then they take her to go vote or whatever.
Yeah. So, we don't see her voting yet because we get the Doctor is off on his own side mission, right? He's investigating. He's looking at power couplings that aren't connected, and he's like, "What's all this?"
Yes. Oh, and this is where he meets the woman in the red dress.
He does, and do we get to see her face? We get to see the front of her, but she's still wearing the mask, right?
She's still wearing the mask.
Yeah.
She's I don't think we find out who she is here. No, I don't think we do. No.
Okay.
But yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm also investigating this. Let's investigate this together, I guess.
And the Doctor's like, sure.
Yeah. And also the mugs answer to her.
Did we find that out here?
Well, they were talking to her because one of them rang her up, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. This guy's doing this. Yeah.
This guy's looking at fish who aren't here or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, so when we find out, devote a good 10-minute chunk to a discussion when we find out who this character is a bit further down the episode.
All right. What happens after that, Lawrence? I have no notes.
Amy is being registered for on the electoral register. She's like 1,000 and something years old, 1,000 and a couple hundred or something.
Yeah,
which is quite funny. There's a little moment where it's like marital status, and she's like,
unknown.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I guess I still have to make that choice myself. She says.
Pretty cool. Well, I say pretty cool. It's something that she's on the electoral register. I don't know if you should be on the electoral register if you're 1,000 years old. But in a way, isn't that a big old...
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just a joke, isn't it? It's a little gag, but at the same time, I think it speaks to the whole, like, they just keep marching on. It's just like, look, we got some robots, we programmed them like fucking however many years back.
Yeah,
let's just keep them going at it. I also quite like the idea that I guess in the move to Starship UK, their records just got fucking scrapped. They were just like, we can't bring all this shit. We can't load them on these weird little robots we've put smiley faces on. All right, we get to see the quite interesting concept, I think, of the forget or protest kind of set button setup.
Yes.
And there's whatever Amy is about to learn, she's told by a little guy on the screen. If just 1% of the population of Starship UK protest, the project will be discontinued. Mm-hmm. But obviously you kind of got to agree to those terms. She's going in blind. She has no idea what she's about to see. What do you make of this? We can't really talk about what it is because we're not there yet, but this protest and forget. I think it's an interesting concept.
It's very interesting. Yeah, it is really interesting. This is kind of Starship UK's version of an election. This is how people get to have their say in the running of Starship UK and what happens to it. It happens every 5 years, exact same as a British general election. And yeah, this is kind of that alternate version. Yeah, it's difficult because obviously we can't get into the nitty gritty. But just like off this moment, you know, we do see like, well, Amy chose to forget. So why? What did she see? What was she told that, you know, a video recording of herself is like, you got to get the fuck out of here. You got to leave. You got to get the doctor. You got to leave because this place is not fucking fun. All right. And you don't want to know why, but it's not good stuff. So go, you know?
I like that as well because it's Moffat sets up stakes really well. I think he's very good at writing intrigue and mystery and a bit of... do you know what? To coin the podcast phrase, he's great at giving us a bit of sizzle. He lays something down. Phrase? Oh, look, if it's not, we've said it so many times, it may as well be something that we do.
Bit of sizzle.
Yeah, bit of sizzle. So I think he's really, really good at that, and I like the concept of, like, we've seen how, like, Amy just defies stuff in this episode. She's breaking into the tent, she doesn't give a shit. Like, she's and then there's something that she's suddenly like, get out of here. And don't let the doctor find out what's going on. And I think that comes back in a big way later on, which is one of Amy's most endearing moments that we've seen. I know we haven't seen a lot of them so far, but it's one of my companion favourite moments of hers later on.
What happens after this, Lawrence? I'm lost.
I wrote down something. The Doctor and Amy they meet back up again, and because the Doctor basically kicks open the door and sees that Amy has hit the forget button, and he's like, "What the fuck's all this?" And then says that the computer won't play the video for him because he's not human. And Amy's surprised about this. Did we miss something here?
No, I noticed that. Last week's episode, in the 11th hour, she asks him, "Are you from another planet?" She never specifically asks him, "Are you a different species?"
Yeah.
You know?
But she does, meanwhile, in the TARDIS, she does say, "Are you an alien?" And he goes, "Technically, you're an alien to me."
Ah, okay. I think that was written and filmed.
You wanted me to watch Meanwhile in the TARDIS, all right?
Yes.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
I did, but I again think it was very much written and filmed like after the fact. You know?
All right. I'm just saying, I don't think she should be too shocked. He is a man that can travel in time and space in a box that makes no sense.
I'm just saying, when this was written, Meanwhile in the TARDIS didn't exist, okay?
I guess.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, but I think Amy should have made a calculated guess after the 11th hour that this guy's probably not from around here.
I agree, but hey.
We didn't write the show, I guess. The Doctor does a protest, Nathan. The Doctor's like, "I'm going to do a protest." He hits the protest button.
Yes.
And then the floor does the same thing it did to that little boy in the lift. Earlier, it kind of just opens up. They must have invested a lot into any floor that they needed to open up, just being able to open up.
Yeah.
And I quite like this. You get that fun moment of the Doctor and Amy going, well, the Doctor going, wee, and Amy just screeching.
I just saw that just before this moment, the Doctor and Amy, they speak to Debbie, who's not called Debbie, she's called Mandy, I just found out.
No, she's called Debbie.
Yeah, she's called Debbie. They speak to Debbie. And the Doctor's like, what's going on here? Why did you press forget? And Debbie tells them, because everyone presses forget. Everyone chooses to forget. No one, by the sheer fact that they're still here, well, we don't know that yet, but, no one chooses to protest. And then again, that's interesting. What could be so bad that 100% of people were all like, forget this, fuck this, I don't want any part of it. Yeah.
Especially considering we're not exactly a country that tends to agree with one another on things.
Exactly. Yeah. 100% success rate. It's pretty insane.
Yeah. Very unheard of.
Intriguing.
So the doctor goes,
she's also not eligible to vote yet because she's 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So the Doctor does a protest. They do a big...
But hold on. Sorry, I just like this line. But she then tells them that once every 5 years, that's when people get to have their say and vote. And then the Doctor says, once every 5 years, everyone chooses to forget what they've learned. Democracy in action, which is a good little ribbing at a certain political system we might have here. It is fun.
It is a fun little thing.
A fun little ribbon. At the political system, and and both the people who vote, because hey, what a shit time we've had these last 5 years.
Maybe if I give them another 5 years,
maybe if I vote for them again, it'll be different.
That seems to always not work. So why not give it another go?
Exactly. Yes.
They're on a tongue, Nathan. They're in a big mouth. The floor's opened up. They've gone down. It's all squidgy and gooey. I like this scene. These scenes are the scenes that I look at and go like, must have had a real fun day on the set of Doctor Who there.
It wasn't. I watched Confidential. Started off fun, but then by like hour 8, they were like,
yeah,
okay.
Obviously, it's one of the things that when it goes on for a bit, I can imagine it's a bit tedious, but
yeah,
it's a good laugh at first. But yeah, so that I do like the Doctor's line of this. He basically they need to be sicked out. And he goes, this isn't going to be big on dignity, and he's straightening his bow tie and getting ready for it.
That is a great moment, yeah. But also then he screams Geronimo, and Amy's just having a scream with him. But as this like torrent of vomit approaches them, you want to go into that open mouthed? You want to go into that open mouthed screaming? Not me, man. Everything, eyes, nostrils, ears, mouth, every hole of my body, including those ones, shut tightly, okay?
Do you have much control over all the others?
Oh, of course. You not got that dexterity? Anyway, moving on.
You looked so accosted when I said that. You're so offended that I would dare challenge you on that.
Lawrence, please don't bring my good name into question.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Oh my lord, Nathan the Gape Goat, they call him.
Okay, come on. This is a somewhat family show.
No, okay. It's not. But that was too far.
That was too far.
All right. So anyway, they get sicked out, but they manage to get themselves into like a convenient sick corridor.
Yeah.
Which is very nice. And the only button there at this point is forget. That's the only way out. You can't press another button.
I think there's 2 buttons, but both of them say forget, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the case?
It might be. You're on the episode, right? Pull up.
Don't know. This is just for me.
But you're going to hear some clicks going on. They're going to know you're up to no good.
Well, I can stop the clicks, can't I? Oh, there's more smiley boys down there as well.
Bloody hell. I hadn't got there yet. They're in my notes.
All right, great. Well, I mean, it's before the forget thing, so...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, fine, I guess. No, is it when they? I do like that the Smileys, they turn their head on the Doctor, and the Doctor just like everyone else has been so scared of these, and the Doctor goes, "Nope, not going to work on me."
But then they get out of the booth. The booths open up.
Spooky
and then
shit.
They walk out. Yeah, they can walk now. They walk now.
They walk now.
They walk now. But it's all right because then the mysterious woman in the red robe comes along and shoots them. So,
Yeah, she's got a gun.
She's got a gun, mate. She's got a fucking gat. She pulls it out. She shoots them.
I do like her gun.
It's good stuff.
Can you mute that? That's really distracting.
It doesn't show up on the recording.
It shows up for my ears, Nathan.
All right, fucking hell.
This woman seems to know. She was brought up on the stories of a well-versed, alien-knowing, idiot-haired man.
Yes, and she introduces herself as Liz 10. She's the queen.
I know what she is.
She's the bloody queen, mate.
And whilst I might say that she is indeed a queen herself,
she's the bloody queen.
I'm not sure I'm getting out my seat and cheering for Liz 10. It feels like a bit of a lame name, is what I'll say.
Oh, I kind of like it.
It's cheesy, and it definitely feels like a middle-aged man wrote it. Is what I'll say. Liz 10. It feels like something that a middle-aged man would think the kids would really respect the monarch if they were called Liz 10 and something cool like that.
I think it's just the idea that it's 1,000 years into the future, and things have changed. You know.
But have they, Nathan?
Well, no, not well on the surface. You know, is what I'm saying. I just think that. Well, yeah. First, yes, because the whole of the UK is on a fucking starship. So
no,
yes,
but
things have changed.
The infrastructure, the dynamics at play.
Yes, the things that matter haven't changed. Okay,
all right.
And this is what I'm saying. Okay, but the superfluous stuff, the how the royal family is perceived, the fact that the Queen is this seemingly young-looking woman, Liz 10, quite youthful sort of thing. It's not the formal Her Royal Highness Elizabeth the fucking 10th,
Yeah, I do quite like that notion actually that you're saying that it's the illusion of change. Look at all this.
Yes.
Look at all this window dressing we've distracted you with, on the past couple of years. Lol. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I guess I'm just. I don't like using words like cringe. Okay, but there is a bit like just little things like basically. I rule. And I'm like, oh, come on. You can do better than this. I know you can do better than this.
Come on. That's a good bit of fun.
It's not,
I know. I think if Russell wrote that line, you'd be wanking all over it, mate.
Look.
You'd be like, it's cheesy, but I like it,
Oh, do you know what? You've got me pants down there, I will say. That's pretty fair. I can't really dispute that.
Exactly. See?
I've got a fun line that says, Liz 10 says it's her duty to investigate her own government, who are obviously keeping secrets from her. And I guess I was in a bad mood because I wrote down, because the monarchs are so well known for getting involved, aren't they?
Yeah.
One of their big things is like, if any of them dare to have an opinion on any government thing that's going on, they're like, you don't do that. You don't say anything.
Yeah.
You let kids die. Just do that. That's what we all do.
Yeah, it's true, but I think you're confusing this government with our government and this royal family with our royal family.
Yeah, but it's because it is the British royal family and the British government.
It's a fairy tale, Lawrence.
Right, but we still. But all right, this is what I'm saying about the half measure thing. Right, is this not attempting to make comment on the British government?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So they even like dressing them up as monks and stuff. For me, it's a half measure. Like it makes them more Doctor Who-ish so that they don't upset the people that like they're MPs. Put them in suits. There's normal people dressed normally on the ship. Put them in suits. Make them the bad guys. And I'd respect the episode a lot more for being like, no, the monarch and the British government fucking suck. They're a toxic pairing that feed off each other's ineptitude, and they're evil. I would have preferred that.
Okay. I don't disagree with what you're saying, but like, I don't know. I didn't watch the episode and go, the episode didn't do this, so I'm mad at it.
No, but
and
this is what I'm saying, because I don't like to be like, it didn't do this, so I'm cross. Like, I don't want to berate it for something it wasn't doing, but it is trying to make a negative comment.
And I think it achieves that.
I think it achieves it, but then it achieves it, but then at the end it takes its foot off the gas a little bit. Literally. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I genuinely, this is one of them episodes where I think a third party would have done us some good, because I get what you're saying, but I just don't agree that it takes it all the way.
Well, let's move along, so we can get to the end and have the discussion properly.
All right.
So what happens next?
So the government are smilers. Some of them, at least. Some of them are like the people that we've seen in hooded cloaks. Yeah, they can turn their face around, and sometimes they're like little MPs or something.
Yeah.
Are these MPs? What are these supposed to be?
It's just the government. Yeah, don't worry about it.
They're just the government.
It's just the government. The government are a bunch of monks, all right? This is the problem. I think you're getting too bogged down in trying to think of it as a one-to-one comparison to our world, okay?
No,
and you can't do that, because this is where you get too bogged down trying to figure out the semantics of it, all right?
Yeah,
it's a version of our world, but things are different, okay?
I get what you're saying, and I do agree to a part of it, but like, just I feel like that's the episode getting scared to commit. Dressing them up as monks, it makes them a lot easier to hate. It makes them a lot easier to be like, oh, they're they didn't mean it, they were just following their orders. Whereas like our government are fine underfunding like fucking hospitals and like families that can't afford to eat and homelessness.
Also, this was also 2010, Lawrence. Like,
but they weren't much better.
No, but 2010 is when I don't think the Conservatives were in power at this point. It was still in a Labour government at the time of episode release. You know, I might be wrong on that. I don't know.
Maybe then it's just a case of it aging badly, and I'm viewing it from a modern context. It's a bit harder to swallow, because I didn't used to not like. I don't not like this. I used to like it a lot more, this episode, but I haven't seen it in a long time. So when I watched it yesterday, I was a little bit like, huh. It was not what I remember it being to me.
Okay.
All right. They've been taken to the dungeon.
The tower.
The Tower of Light. I do quite like this, that they've just...
Yes.
It's just they've just gone, we need some sort of Tower of London surrogate. Let's make it this creepy little dungeon place.
Yeah, why not?
Children won't be eaten by the beast is something that's going on.
Yeah.
I like that. Good little... You know, we'll touch back in on that. Someone's been learning how to be more perceptive this episode, so that might come into play again.
Okay, great.
It's a bit sizzle. I'm saying there's not a lot that happens in the like.
No, there's not. It's mostly. Should we just get to the end bit?
Yeah, we're basically there anyway. Yeah.
The
Queen's old. The Queen's well old.
The Queen's old. So she's 200 years old, and she's like, no, I'm like 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no, she thinks she's 50. But like they slowed my aging down so I look good. But no, she's 200, but she's like, she keeps doing every like 10 years or so. She herself gives hers is a little bit different. Hers is not protest, it's abdicate or forget, basically. She gets given
what are they going to do? Did they say what they were going to do? Just replace her with another monarch?
No, if it's abdicate,
it blows up, doesn't
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not blows up, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I guess because she's the last of the line, seemingly, isn't she?
Maybe.
Yeah. Tough to say. All right, basic. Right. Do you want to give me the lowdown? What's going on with this ship?
So it's a whale.
It's a big whale. Yeah.
It's not a ship at all. That's why the Doctor was looking at the glasses and the water. He was trying to see engine vibrations, of which there was none. Okay. The ship is actually a big whale, which explains why they were on the fucking, the tongue earlier and stuff in the mouth and everything. It's why they got vomited out. It's why there's big scorpion tentacles, which don't really make sense coming out of the ground and stuff. Okay, it's a big whale. Right?
I like that they've built infrastructure around these tentacles as well. They're like, all right, well, it's got a tentacle here. It'd be rude to just brick it over, wouldn't it?
Yes. And the whale is basically being constantly tortured. It's in the Tower of London. They've set up a contraption to fire electricity into its brain, which basically keeps powering the ship. It basically forces the whale to keep going, to keep flying through space, to keep carrying Starship UK through the stars, and just allow everyone to continue to live on its back. It turns out that the vote that people have been getting is about this. They get told the truth of Starship UK, they get told about the whale, and they have a choice. If they want to protest, they can do so, and we'll follow through on that protest, but it means we'll all die, and the whale will be set free. And that's cool, but again, we'll all die, because we'll have nowhere to live, and whatever.
They'll just be adrift until they all just burn up, I guess, yeah.
Yes, or here's something, you can forget that we're constantly torturing this very innocent creature who wanted to help us, and just fucking pretend like you don't. Well, you don't even need to pretend. You can literally not know about it, and wouldn't that be nice? And look, I can fully understand why people would choose that, because that is a difficult choice to make. Yeah. You basically have to sacrifice yourself for a fucking big old whale. And it's not nice knowing that whales get tortured. So when you're presented with a big button that says forget, you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a very deliberately big, red, enticing button that's like, look at this.
It's white, Lawrence.
No, it glows red. It glows red at some point when you press it, right?
No.
It does. I'm sure it does.
It's a big white button.
I'm sure it glows red.
Lawrence, it's a big white button.
I know it's a white button, but doesn't it, when you bang on it, doesn't it go red?
I don't believe so.
Or at least the Abdicate one did. I'm sure I remember this.
No, you're wrong. All right, it glowed red.
Ha! Yes!
But it's a big white button.
All right, fine. Well, my point was that the red button is enticing, so I guess that makes no sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it only glows red once you've already pressed it. So
I'm only tossing you that bone because you're tired. All right, you can win this one if it makes you happy.
Sure, Lawrence. Anyway, the Doctor gets across.
Yeah. Right. This is what Matt Smith. You know, we didn't get to see it in the 11th hour, right? We didn't get to see his stern moments, but this is the kind of stuff you love from him, right? The turning on a dime. Was this? Do you remember first watching this, or like first falling in love with this kind of aspect of the character?
I don't remember first watching this. No, couldn't tell you.
You were out pulling ladies,
yeah,
Nathan, with your bow tie.
I was in the club. All right. No, I don't remember this. And in fact, if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't have liked this the first time I watched it. I didn't like everything would have completely gone over my head. I was just a dumb 16-year-old, and I'd have been like, boring. You know,
kill the whale. I don't care.
Kill the whale. Whatever. Yeah.
Problem solved. But you would have sounded a lot more Welsh while you said it.
No, I didn't live in Wales then.
It's not my. Look, I'm not saying it. Someone else is saying it.
I don't sound Welsh.
Okay, if you say so.
All right. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Right. This is something that I love in Matt Smith's performance. That he's just very. I think he's the thing that comes across really nicely is he's fucking pissed off, but he's also let down. Yeah. Because at the start of the episode, he was saying like. He was so impressed by the kind of indomitable human spirit. He was like, they packed their bags, they got on a rock, and off they went. And that's inspiring, and I love that. And obviously, we've seen so many times that it's his favourite little planet. He loves and is always impressed by the actions of the little people down on Earth.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And they do inspire him to be that force of good. And then, of course, the human race just pushed it too far again.
Yeah.
And he's let down, and it's a betrayal on all fronts, really. It's a betrayal on, like, his love for the human race, but also for Amy as well, because although her heart was in the right place, she denied him a choice.
She took part in the choice.
Yeah, exactly.
She chose to forget. Yeah. And so he basically reconciles that he's got to kill the whale. You know, he's got to not kill it, but like basically put it into a vegetative state so it doesn't really feel the pain anymore, and it's essentially dead. It's just a lifeless vessel flowing through space.
Yeah, that can just fly still. Yeah.
And just the performance in this scene, just the moment where he he says he'll have to find a different name for himself because he
yeah.
won't be the Doctor anymore. As he's explaining what he's doing and stuff, it's heartbreaking. It's so good. And then the moment where he does lose his cool and is like, nobody human has anything to say to me today, and all this. And I'm not saying all this kind of stuff, but all this very the very good performance that he puts
Things
in.
of a similar ilk.
Yes. It's so good. He's so right off the bat was showing exactly fucking why, on the first day of auditions, like the fucking third or fourth person that Stephen Moffat saw, he was like, yeah, this is the guy. We got it.
Yeah.
Fucking day one, we're done, baby,
Can you imagine going into that? Like, you've got to find the next Doctor to replace David Tennant, the golden boy of the UK.
Yeah.
And it's like, God. And then you luck out with this guy, right? It's a 1 in a million chance.
It's insane. Yeah, but he's proven exactly why he deserves the role, because he is a phenomenal actor. He's so good.
He is. He's incredible. I like that there's a quiet contempt as well. Like, he's gonna. The thing is, right? As much as he's fucking. He's trying to make the most humane choice possible, like this whale can't suffer anymore, but I can't fucking murder the UK.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to just do this thing and compromise his own morality again for other people. And like, this is nothing new for the Doctor. How many times have we seen him in front of a big genocide button? Like, this is
comes up a surprising amount in this show.
It's not a new thing for the stakes of a large populace to be put in his control, and it's great. It's almost like a realignment for the Doctor's faith. He reconciles with the fact that being the Doctor is helping people, and if he can't deliver on that, then he needs to stop calling himself that. And it's really well delivered, and I like that he is loud, and he also takes that quiet moment to Amy to just almost like a harsh whisper. It's so chilling when he says, "When I'm done here, you're going home," and then just walks off.
Yeah,
and it's like, holy shit! Has it come like? And it's frustrating because you're like, Amy, it's not fair.
No, it's not Amy's fault at all.
No, like, she was trying to do you a service of like, I don't want you to have to be burdened with this choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that he's never been so quickly proven wrong by his choice of person, or how he perceives it anyway.
But then Amy proves him wrong in that sense.
Yeah.
And she actually, figures out what's going on. And I love the way she does this. She kind of relates it to the Doctor himself, and that and the way she puts it together. If you were that old and very kind and the very last of your kind, you can't just stand by and watch children cry. Which is a beautiful line in itself, and one that really does capture the magic and spirit of the Doctor, I think.
I pointed at the screen and I went, he didn't let a child cry earlier either.
Exactly.
And I understood it.
Yeah.
No, I jest. It's this is what I'm talking about, right? This is the episode. Like, I was never not sold on Karen Gillan because she's incredible in 11th Hour, but like this is where she touches in on that like humanity of it, right? She's like, because in 11th Hour she's quite like loud and forthcoming and very like inquisitive, and she's asking questions. Rather, this time she's kind of sitting back on the sidelines and she's making those more emotional choices. And like, it's the trust that's placed in her, and I think she just 100% commits to it with the slamming of the button. Everyone around them is like, holy fuck, she pressed the abdicate button. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And for a minute, you think, oh, it's gone wrong, because it starts to shake and everything kind of seems like it's going wrong.
But the whale is like, no trick. I actually love this.
Yeah.
And I love you, so we're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, don't get me wrong, the whale's probably like, he probably thought about it for a second. And went, oh,
you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
I came here to fucking help you.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the fact that you strapped me to this fucking thing for years. Look, I'd do something about it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah. But it's also like I don't necessarily think this is a comment made on the episode, more a comment that's like larger Earth context in general. Is they say like, this whale came to us like a miracle, and it's like, no, it's very much intentional. It was the last of his species, or the last of its species, came down and went, I've got nothing better to do, and this is really sad to watch. So hop aboard. It's kind of like that the teacher from Finding Nemo. They all hold on to.
The stingray.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hop on this side, kids. It's like the school bus.
Oh, let's name the zones. Let's name the zones that live in the sea. There.
Oh god, you know when you say something, you can hear it becoming a TikTok in real time.
Oh god,
that'll do.
Great.
No, I like that that parallel drawn between the Doctor and the whale is obviously lovely, and I like that Amy is straight away seen through his bullshit. She straight away goes like, underneath all that bravado and that rage, there is still a kind heart at play.
Two kind hearts.
It's true. Yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah,
I was wrong. I hold my hands up.
100%.
Yeah. I think. Look, ultimately, let's sum up this because the Churchill thing is kind of may as well be a post credits.
The Churchill
anyway.
thing is just it's just a little tease for next week.
So let's sum up our thoughts on this as a whole. Like this. Yes. Why do you think that like? Where do you think other people are coming from? Because you said in the Discord you went, oh, hang on, am I incorrect for this?
This is the thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know because like I don't know. I watched this and I genuinely cried. I got really emotional watching it. I think it is a very beautiful scene and a beautiful moment. And this whole like last 15 minutes, earlier when you said that like the last 15 minutes is awful, that's why I was like, what? It's the best part of the episode.
I don't know if I said it was awful.
You said something to that effect. All right.
I said I think it stumbles at the end a little bit.
Well, there you go. Whatever. So you might as well have said it's awful.
Yeah, it's true.
So and I'm like, oh no, I love it all. I love the Doctor's reaction to finding out and Amy saving the day and them having that that reconciliation after things go wrong and everything. It's such a beautifully written scene, I think, and it really does show who the Doctor is, but also who Amy is and why the Doctor needs to have these companions and friends that he travels with and that kind of stuff. Because he was about to fucking kill that whale, and Amy stopped him from doing that.
Yeah, he did. He couldn't perceive of another option at play.
Yeah, to him, he couldn't see it. He was blinded by the fact, and that's why he needs a fresh pair of eyes with him. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's all. Again, that's all the stuff I really like in this, right? Like, it's impossible for me to call that last scene awful because it has some of the best performances from Karen Gillan and Matt Smith. Of like, I don't know. Obviously, I'll be refreshed as we go on throughout the season, but like, there's some standout moments in there, right? Genuinely, like, there's some great Doctor and companion moments in there. But I don't know. For me, and I think what you've said is kind of recontextualize it a little bit in my head, where I think my view is coloured from a more modern outlook on it, where like anyone that tells me to go, look, it's the royal family, I go, yeah, nope. I don't care.
But the episode isn't saying love the royal family, though.
No,
at any point. It's not saying look how cool and look how amazing. Fuck it. Well, it kind of is saying look how cool this is, but it's not like, worship her, glorify her. Didn't she save the day? Isn't she great or anything? Largely, she has nothing to do with it, which is.
But that's the part that I kind of. I don't want to.
I think in your head you want her to be painted as a big villain, don't you?
I think that the symbolism of the head of state and the British government should always be depicted in a questionable light. Yeah, absolutely. Because let me the reasons why I say it, and I understand that I'm asking for this in 2010 and it wasn't really feasible and they can't really broadcast that on BBC. I do understand a lot of that context.
I think even asking for that in 2024 on BBC is a fucking...
It's a hard sell, yeah, I get it.
I don't think it's going to fly, mate. Right?
I totally see that. I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks like when it all boils down to it, it's Liz 10 keeps saying forget because it's too painful to remember, and the government keep forcing this rule to continue because they're just following orders. So ultimately, it feels like a bit of a blameless game where there's no one to point the finger at it, rather than it kind of boils down to those pesky humans and the systems that they built up centuries ago, right, and how wrong they are. But ultimately, I think it would be more interesting if there was a head of state and a governing body that were actively being active protagonist, antagonist throughout this whole thing. Because like we have seen many and many a time that like our government have no problem whatsoever with like sacrificing the lives of hundreds of thousands for, you know, the sake of a bottom line or the sake of a policy that is going to cause widespread hate and everything else. Like it's, and also we've not been shy on this podcast or the other ones about like the monarchy, burn it to the ground. They're all fucking useless. Literally professional waving pricks. Like they're just dumb.
Those are our views though, Lawrence. That's not the general consensus view in 2010.
No, I know, and we'll get there as well.
And this
week.
is the thing. I think you're looking at it with too much of a modern political lens, which is fine. Which absolutely maybe you can do.
That's one of them things that maybe it does just ruin it for me because of that. Because there are elements of storytelling here that I think are brilliant. The concepts of the smilers I think are creepy. The protest and forget button I think is a great ethical conundrum. Just a fun what would you do in this scenario? And you'd always it's a mirror to yourself. You'd always like to think you'd make the right choice, but would you? And like that kind of stuff is all really interesting. But yeah, ultimately I think it falls flat, and I think it could have gone a bit further. But I understand why it couldn't have, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I'm not going to apologise for being on the right side of history.
You love that joke. You say that so much.
I'm like Stephen Moffat with his fucking thing, his internet history or whatever.
All right, well done. Good for you. Anyway, there's a crack on the spaceship.
Oh yeah, kind of. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just had to get it in, did you?
What? I just ended.
No, not you. As in the episode, they were just like a crack. Don't forget about the crack.
Well, yeah, it's a little tease, it's a little sizzle.
I do like that sizzle. I prefer, I do prefer the other sizzle of the episode, which is
Lord Churchill.
Yeah. Oh, before Churchill, I do like that. There's this quick like, it's the Prime Minister. Yeah, which Prime Minister? The British Prime Minister. Yeah, which
British Prime Minister? Yeah.
All of time and space, Amy. All right, come on. Yeah, it is. I can't remember it necessarily, right? But like, is there a point in the episode next week where this has time to happen? Because I'm pretty sure we touched back in next week, and Churchill's like, "Fucking love these bins" or something.
This is before that.
So he's unsure, and then he comes around on them by next week.
Yeah. It's all explained in like the opening second of the episode. So,
well, this will date this anyway.
Just wait, Lawrence. Look, wait until we watch the episode. But yeah, he phones them. He's like, "Oh, there's a problem. Get here quick." And then there's Daleks or whatever.
Yeah, little tease, little sizzle. I think it might be time for everyone's favourite segment of the show, Nathan.
Lawrence, you're absolutely right.
Another happy question.
Bit of fun.
Weirdo of the Week! Weirdo.
This is everyone's favourite segment of the show where we get to take a chance to look back and reflect on some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters who come across our screens each and every week. Lawrence, who you choosing? Who you sticking with? Who are you choosing to celebrate and love and cherish as your weirdo this week?
I never like it when you reframe it all like that, right? Because then I'm thinking, do I cherish this person? The old cunt, the main MP, the main government guy, the you know that guy.
You gotta get this MP thing out of your head, man.
The head honcho monk.
Yeah, all right.
Because there's a scene at the end where he's got like a key around his neck.
Yeah.
And maybe not him. Maybe a design person is to blame. But it's fully a radiator key. It's fully just a key you put in to sort out to bleed your radiators. Yeah.
I'll be 100% honest. I have no idea what a radiator key looks like.
You know, have you never had to bleed your radiators ever?
Never bled my radiators in my entire life, mate.
Oh, Nathan, you're not living.
Okay.
You know, has your water never run cold and you've gone, fuck, I better fix this?
Yeah, but I fix it via the boiler.
Maybe I've just been unlucky with my boiler setups.
I've never had to bleed a radiator in my life, mate.
I didn't have to do it until maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and I watched the YouTube video, and then I was sold. But yeah, no, it's literally a key you stick in your radiator. It makes it piss out water. But I looked at it, and it just happened to be a point in the episode I paused, and I just went, is that a fucking radiator key? And I'm certain it is. It's been painted. Don't get me wrong, it's been gussied up a little bit, but it's a radiator key.
All right. Okay. Cool. Is that it?
Yeah, it's my weirdo. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have one. 'Cause, like, I was asleep. I didn't have time to prepare. I didn't have time to think.
I tell you what, you already kind of said something was weird earlier. The Doctor and Amy for going into the sick with open mouths.
Yeah. All right. Yes, I'll have that. That's mine. Thank you, Lawrence.
You brought it up earlier, so that's fair enough.
I did bring it up. My weirdo of the week is the Doctor and Amy. I'll cut that out. I'll keep it in. The Doctor and Amy are my weirdos for just voluntarily ingesting all that vomit.
Yeah.
Just, what are you doing, man? Close all your holes. I told you.
Oh no, he's back. I stay quiet because I don't know what he's cut. Which, even if you haven't cut something out, is going to make it sound like there was worse stuff cut. Amazing.
I'm not cut. I won't. Well, maybe.
Depends if you want people to know your talents or not, I guess.
We're at fucking Weird of the Week done on an hour 23. What is this?
I was just about to say this. I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's good, isn't it? That's nice.
I think we said Beast Below will probably be a short one. Anyway.
Oh yeah, because it's the first one where we haven't got to talk about a bunch of new shit for a while.
Exactly. It's a relatively unimportant episode in the grand scheme of things.
It is. But you know what isn't relatively unimportant, Nathan?
What's that, Lawrence?
The segment of the show called Still Got Thoughts.
Oh my God, I love Still Got Thoughts. Tell me what it is.
Nathan, it's that time of the show where we get the audience to have their say. What happens is Nathan will tweet out a post, let you guys know what episode we're recording and when, and then our lovely, lovely loyal listeners send in their thoughts, and we will pick a handful of them to read out on the show. We have changed the format very recently. It's nicer, I think. It's a lot more forgiving on the time spent of Nathan's poor editing. So yeah,
I wasn't listening to what you just said.
That's okay. Oh, actually, I realised in the edit it's going to make it sound like I said you're poor editing. I meant poor Nathan having to edit 4-hour episodes.
Are you disparaging my editing?
No, I did. Do you know what? I shouldn't have clarified.
I'm the better editor out of the two of it.
Well, okay.
I edit Caravan of Garbage.
It's not true. So if you normally tune off at this point, then maybe stick around. We won't be here too long. But with that being said, Nathan, the first tweet that I'm going to read out is from none other than the legend himself, Greg Cactus Face.
Oh, he's back.
He's
back.
He couldn't go too far. He couldn't go too long without having him pop up. At G Cactus Face on Twitter says... It's really tickled me when I first read this.
Okay, we'll try and get through it without laughing so we can all understand it.
Okay, all right. Did you know that in The Beast Below, Elizabeth wears a mask to protect her face from identification? In baseball, keepers and batters both must protect their faces with masks to protect them from getting dents.
I'm pretty sure we posted this in the Discord server as well.
Maybe, yeah. It's very good.
That is good.
Look, we can't always commit to Greg Cactus Face's ones because often they'll use a slot for something very silly, but that one was too good to pass, in my opinion. Second tweet comes from Damn the Lamb, at Damn the Lamb on Twitter. Not the most memorable episode for the most part, but seeing the more angry side of Eleven really helps to finish the setup of the character and the last episode started. Matt Smith, what a fucking actor. Brackets, I'm still a tenant boy for life though. And then in a follow-up tweet he said, also I remember those angry face boys being in so much of the marketing for the series and then just kind of being a really unimportant part of one episode.
Yeah, that is true. They were all over the market for Series 5.
Yeah.
But as was Prisoner Zero though as well.
Oh really? Was Prisoner Zero?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was an advert in the cinemas and it was in 3D as well.
Because this was Prisoner Zero in 3D, that would have looked so bad.
This was all the time with like 3D in the cinema, so it was popping off.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a big cinema trailer. And like it was just like the Doctor and Amy like sitting on a field and stuff, and then like Prisoner Zero like bursts up out of the ground beneath them and stuff. Okay. So yeah,
was there a bunch of like debris flying? Prisoner Zero.
There was, yeah. And then the Doctor and Amy were inexplicably like flying through a vortex. So
I remember that. I remember that scene. Yeah.
Good little trailer.
You
And,
can see
just
Matt
showed
Smith's
off, like-
suspenders.
Yeah. Good little trailer. Just showed off the monsters and stuff. And yeah, the Smilers were all over that. But yeah, as was Zero. So
There we go. Yeah, I remember the Smilers being around in quite a lot of it. I remember seeing them on a lot of BBC idents or whatever. Those little...
yeah.
Yeah. Last one that I'm reading out today comes from Mel on Twitter at M_LE Mel.
Melly Mel, Lawrence.
Yeah, but I like to, this is how it's written, all right?
Melly Mel.
I don't want to assume, Nathan. I love a good moral dilemma. Why'd you shake your head?
You know I shook my head.
I love a good moral dilemma. It's such an intriguing concept that there is a knowledge so terrible that everyone chooses to forget it. And I like that one because that's like a... Yeah, this is one of the concepts I love the most about the episode, right? It's this horrible little thing, and it's kind of... I think I said it about 10 minutes ago or so, where it's just, you in that scenario, you'd like to think you'd make the right choice. But you would never know. You would never...
No.
Can you kill someone? You will never know until you're forced to. Like
I can.
No, well, Nathan can. Nathan can kill me.
And I have.
And replace me with the Ode. I saw your fucking nonsense in Discord this week.
I've long talked about that, though. That's
Yeah,
not
but I
good.
didn't like that you brought it back. And I was like, for God's sake.
It was someone else who brought it up.
Well,
Someone else brought up the idea of me replacing you. I can't remember why, but
I probably did something naughty.
Yeah.
What did I do?
I don't know. I can't remember.
No. Nathan, I believe you have some emails to read out.
Lawrence, I do. My job was noticeably easier this week by the fact that I only got 3 emails. So that's all.
New segment rules hitting hard.
So, like, look, guys. I know we said, like,
I'm
we'll
gonna
be
choose
going down.
to believe that everyone is so busy putting all their opinions in the new Discord that there was
Yes.
simply no room on their emails.
But if for any reason or for any chance you're not emailing in because you think, oh, it won't be read out, there's no point, please email in, okay?
It's fair
Because-
game completely every
Yes,
time.
It's their game. But the plus side of that is I don't have to not choose anyone this week. So there we go. So anyway, first of all, this is from Christina. And they say, hello, Nathan and Lawrence. Meant to email you last week, but forgot. I really appreciate the congratulations on my new job, and will be sure to heed Lawrence's advice that if I stop listening to Still Got Legs, I will get fired. Pretty brutal from you.
Yeah, it was a little bit, yeah.
While I'm not entirely sure how you arranged this with my new boss, I'm happy to say that I have no plans to stop listening to this weird and wonderful podcast at any point, so hopefully it won't ever come to that. Oh, thank fuck. That is a
Listen,
relief.
all right, you don't know how I know your new boss, but we go way back.
However, if you two ever stop making episodes of SGL, meaning I'm no longer able to listen and lose my job as a result, I will be holding you both responsible and expect compensation, preferably provided by Jadoon, and a formal apology. Hopefully it won't ever come to that, and you'll be able to keep the show going until I retire. Lord knows you have more than enough Doctor Who content to keep it going for decades. There's quite a lot.
It's very true, yeah.
And hey, it's growing as well.
Yeah,
So-
no signs of slowing at any point. So
Exactly. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on The Beast Below. I last watched it during lockdown and found it to be a fairly decent 7 out of 10 episodes. I'm planning to rewatch it later today, so maybe that opinion will change. Geronimo, Christina, Tina Tomlin, she, her. Thank you very much, Tina.
thank you indeed. I've been chatting throughout.
Okay.
I will get you fired if you stop.
Great. Don't do that.
You can't
this-
stop me, Nathan. I'll get you fired
Lawrence, shut up. This is from Jay. Hi, Nathan and Lawrence. Got some thoughts on The Beast Below. It's by far one of the weaker episodes of Season 5, and is full of unachieved potential. But I think it's got some redeeming moments. I think works quite well as a first trip for Amy, and does well to reintroduce the show to both her and new viewers.
We didn't really talk about that. It's Amy's first outing.
Yeah, it's fine. I quite enjoy the introduction of Liz 10. She's a fun character for the episode, and I like that she also has a small cameo in the future. Ooh,
Spoilers.
Sizzle. Yeah, spoilers. First time I watched the episode, I remember the twist of her being far older than she believed to be quite good. This week was full of characters to choose from for Weirdo of the Week, but I had to go with a smiler/winder that had 3 faces with the extra angry face. Have to wonder, where was he hiding that? It was in his butt.
Too much butt talk this episode.
Too much, yeah. Standout scene of the episode has got to be between the Doctor and Amy in the Tower of London. Smith's performance with the whole "nobody human has anything to say to me today" line is brilliant. The episode does a really good job of allowing Smith to show some of the range we'll see with the 11th Doctor for the first time outside of the rooftop scene. Another standout moment of the 11th Doctor is actually another sign of a previous incarnation peeking through, rather like the Tenisms last week. 11 recounts 9's line of, with that, you've lost the right to even talk to me in this episode, and yet Smith manages to emphasize it in a way that is uniquely 11. When did 9 say that?
Parting of the Ways, right? I think.
What's the scenario?
One of the people from Tracy Beaker says something about them, like...
was it Elaine the Pain?
I think it was Elaine the Pain, yeah.
Yeah.
And she says something to the effect of, like, that diminishes human life or something.
Okay, yeah. Just been a bit of a Tory about it all.
This is very... I mean, we spoke about this already, but there is... The big genocide button is very Parting of the Ways, and obviously everything that happened in the Time War that's been alluded to.
Lauren, shut up. And of course,
I can either speak too much or not. So, what do you want?
You got to strike the right balance.
All right, fine,
it's a difficult line to tell, but you got to find it.
I think you've just seen this 1 hour 30 deadline, and you're like, "Oh, nice, time to go."
And hey, it's getting longer. We just said it's nice to have a short one.
Sorry, go.
And of course, they are being followed by the Kraken time, really the bottom of the ship. Does that mean that Starship UK should have been erased? Not sure the whole appearance of the Kraken every episode makes much sense, given the light alone is enough to erase things from existence in the future. It's just a little sizzle. Just a little bit of fun.
It is a bit of sizzle. What if it opens up and takes the whale anyway, making this whole episode pointless?
Lawrence, shut up.
Oh, hang on. One last thing, right? I meant to say this up top, right? But this episode could have been entirely avoided had the TARDIS just approached the Starship UK from a different angle.
It's true. Could have. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it could have been avoided, but it would have been different.
Yeah, they would have walked in being like, "Where's the whale?"
Yeah.
We're ahead of the game on this one.
We know where it is. We saw it.
Oh yeah, but like, how do we get
underneath.
there? How do we get to the whale?
Okay.
Where you keeping its brain?
Yeah, okay. Trivia. This episode features another Magpie electronics device, which have cropped up on and off since season 2, most recently in Ruby's bedroom in the church on Ruby Road. Must have missed that one.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Near the hole in the road of the starship. The roasting of the Earth by solar flares in the 30th century has been a recurring theme since classic Who stories, including the Ark in Space and the Sontaran Experiment, and is also the reason for the colony ship, the 12th Doctor episode Smile, where 12 references running into a number of the colony ships over the years in a conversation with Bill. Ooh, how interesting. This is the first 45-minute episode of Doctor Who since the Stolen Earth, and boy, don't we know it.
Oh,
That's why this episode's short.
I saw that when I saw that runtime when I clicked on it, I went, we're back.
The age for Amy that shows up on the computer is actually different to the age she reads off. The screen adds an extra 2 years to her age. Karen Gillan can't read.
Bloody hell.
I hope this email isn't too long, Jay. Thank you very much, Jay. Always a pleasure to hear from you. And then this last one is from David with the Talking Pictures podcast.
And Brian.
Our good friend David, and of course Brian.
Furiosa.
Irish boys. Furiosa. Hi, guys. Short one from me this time around. Great to see the Doctor race out to try and comfort the crying kid. Goes to show this incarnation's love for children. Some good exposition about the last of the Time Lords and that the Doctor is older than he looks, with the "Are you a father?" line that does feel natural and helps explain to any potential new viewers a bit about the Doctor's history. That's quite true. I never thought about that, like new viewers and the whole... There's a lot of baggage, but you know.
Yeah, but they've got to kind of... It's the crash course, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Crazy to me that even in the 29th century, that if whole countries up and left, Northern Ireland would be included in the UK, but not Scotland. I suppose that's just me nitpicking. Speaking of nitpicks, the computer shows Amy is 1,308, but says 1,306. We know. Jay just told us,
Come
David.
on, David.
Keep up.
Fucking hell. You need to get Brian proofreading these, mate.
What's that about? I think Moffat missed out on some fun relationship building with Liz 10. If he had just named her Liz 11 instead, could easily see 11 making a joke about how they have that in common. Moffat does love that kind of stuff, so I can see that too. Not really much else to say on the episode, but did also really enjoy the outburst from the doctors at the end, swearing off humans because of their torture of the whale. Great to see that the series signed Matt Smith so early on in his run. I very much look forward to seeing more. No questions this week. Just have a good evening until next week. Or, which sounds quite ominous. all the best, David. Talking Pictures podcast. No hashtag, funnily enough.
Oh.
Interesting.
In solidarity with not being able to say much about the beast below, I guess.
Come on now.
Hashtag nothing.
Justice for no one this week. So that is it. That is Still Got Thoughts. Thank you, everyone who took the time to write and get in touch. We very much appreciate it. Of course, just like last week, if you did, well, you didn't email in, but if you tweeted in, then you and we didn't read out your response, then you will get a written reply before the episode goes out or just as the episode goes out. We're not quite sure on the times, but we'll get it done at some point. So thank you very much for that. Lawrence, is there anything else that we need to let the beautiful people know?
No, other than one final little plug for the Discord. We've mentioned it a few times.
Discord.
There is.
What is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a little place. It's a little hive.
It's a little place
of Doctor Who fans.
Yeah. Should we check in now? Let's read out some messages. Let's have a look. Let me pull up Discord here and read.
Read one message. The first message you see with no context.
Okay.
God, podcast some shit this week. No, Nathan, not that one.
Here's one. Series 5, episode 2 and 3 annoy me. Moffat with his bloody Union Jacks. That's from Dion.
This is what I mean. It's a bit arse kissy for me.
Hey.
I'm all for that.
There we go.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely little place. Everyone's been nicely welcomed, and it's now open for discussion. It's been quite wholesome to see that it hasn't really stopped popping off. There's been like the quiet moments where most of our UK listenership has gone to bed. But then at 6 a.m. someone's right back at it like, what episode are we watching now, guys?
You're always in there at 6 a.m. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Early bird catches
I'm waking
the worm.
up like a little later in the day, and you're whenever I go on this and I'm like scrolling back to see what I missed, it's like Lawrence 4 a.m. in the morning. Like, hey, guys,
I'm not up that early.
You might as well be.
Nathan, I can't help being so fresh and ready for the day.
Shut the fuck up. All right, end this episode before I end you.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone.
Go on.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you've enjoyed the show, then please feel free to leave us a little review. 5 stars would be very much appreciated. Don't leave us 4 stars and then assume Nathan's Welsh. Don't do that.
Don't do that. No, but you can.
You can if you like, yeah. If you have enjoyed the show, then you can... Also, you can follow us on Twitter. We are at Still Got Legs Pod on Twitter. That is where you can go. I've just realised you told me off last week. What did you tell me off?
I was ready. I was gonna jump on you, depending on what
I didn't rewrite it.
I think it was on another Happy Pod that I yelled at you as well.
We're getting our wires crossed.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, just don't sell the Twitter on the fucking post reminder.
Okay, fine. All right. You can also
stay
follow
up to
us.
date, whatever. Stay up to date with what the show, with what's going on or whatever.
You can also follow us on Twitter. You can also follow us on Twitter. We are on Twitter at Still Got Legs Pod. Get involved in the fun conversations we're having over there. New episodes of this show go up every single Monday at 10 a.m. Also
Instagram.
Also Instagram and also TikTok.
Also TikTok, yeah.
There we go. We're coming back strong. Nathan texted me yesterday saying we're so back.
So far the output is 1 a week, but we'll see. I don't know if we're quite back yet at one a week. But...
No, we don't. I put up a second one today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How's it doing?
I've no idea. Should we find out now?
Yeah. The other one did quite well.
I saw. I was quite impressed.
Well done.
Significantly less well.
Well,
but it is all about Jeff wanking.
Oh,
So
well,
that might be why.
Did you follow my notes?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't worry, I got you. Anyway, yeah, go follow us over there. We're trying to season 5, we're trying to put a bit more effort in this time round.
To be honest, guys, if you're already listening, you don't really need to.
No, it's just the stuff you've heard just now.
Yeah. If we're being completely honest, 100% honest and transparent here, it's just marketing for the podcast.
Nathan, you're not supposed to say this.
No, but it is. I trust them, you know. It's purely just a way to, like, you know, they'll come across it on TikTok and they'll be like, oh, what's this? I haven't heard this Still Got Legs. And then they'll look into it and then they'll be trapped here like the rest of you.
Yeah.
So
Great.
That's what it is. But, you know.
And on that absolutely fucking glowing note, Nathan, we have another podcast as well.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm being honest.
Trapped here like the rest of you isn't
That's
exactly
just-
positive.
That's a bit of fun, Lawrence.
I guess. Where else do we have fun, Nathan? Say
We have fun every week on Another Happy Pod, which is our pop culture podcast. Hey, do you like movies?
yes.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh shit, you put me on the spot. I don't know. Oh god, I don't know.
I'm going to say Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Well, boy, have I got the podcast for you, Lawrence. You can listen to two fuckheads, one of which is severely autistic and loves dinosaurs, the other which is also severely autistic and loves movies, talk about their combined passion coming together, and that is movie about dinosaurs. That's what we discussed this week.
It did feel
on
like we
Another
agreed
Happy
for the
Pod.
first time in a while. It was nice.
Yeah, but in different ways, though.
Yeah, true.
We had different. But anyway, you can listen to that on Another Happy Pod on YouTube, on the Another Happy Studios YouTube channel. But don't because of the ads.
Yeah. If you would like to pay us, just listen to it somewhere else, anywhere else.
Also, you don't need to pay us.
No.
Um,
You'll inadvertently pay us if you listen to it
Yeah.
on the podcast. Yeah.
Let the companies pay us. Let the corporations pay us.
Our
Whereas
supporter
you-
creator Twitch code is I don't know.
our Fortnite creator code. We don't have one.
Oh,
we
new-
do have
new
an
map
Amazon
tomorrow.
thing. We do have an Amazon thing.
Yeah, you wanted to deploy that right before all the strikes started happening, and we were like,
Yeah.
let's leave this one.
Yeah, not the best time to put it
Yeah.
up, but maybe I'll throw it up again. If you want an Audible subscription, let me know. I can sort you out.
You guys fucking love Audible anyway. You're always on Big Finish stuff.
That's not Audible. It's Big Finish.
Yeah, but can you not? There's not a little partnership going on. You can't buy them on.
No. Big Finish are like give us money and no one else.
I mean,
And it's very expensive. It's like 30 quid an episode or some shit, or like a
Jesus.
bulk set anyway. Not an episode. That might be too much, but like a bulk set is like 30 quid or something. I also might be wrong on that. I don't know if I'm being honest. Anyway, bye.
yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
We love you.
Same.